YouTube, what is going on, and welcome back into the channel. We are continuing in our team mock draft series. Today we are on episode 25. We're going to the Big Apple. We are drafting for the New York Giants. They select 25 overall in the 2023 NFL draft, but this is a full 7-round mock. We're going to select the draft class for the Giants. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump right in. All right. I want the New York Football Giants. We won all 7 rounds. Turbo be bugging. Everything else on default. Let's enter the draft. 10 picks for this New York Giants team. A team that exceeded expectations last year under first-year head coach Brian Daboll. Daniel Jones did enough to keep his job and receive a contract extension. Saquon Barkley was given the franchise tag. He has mentioned that he is not signing the tag. And he, like a few other players, I believe Evan Ingram is one. I believe Josh Jacobs is another, who are not showing up to voluntary team activities in hopes of getting a long-term deal. So we're on the clock here at 25. Wide receiver, definitely a need. Center, they have as a need here. They brought over Ben Bredesen from the Ravens, I believe. I would say more guard. Mark Lewinsky, Shane Lemieux, definitely need upgrades over those guys. Edge rusher, I agree with. We need some more depth on that defensive line in this 3-4. So our 3-4 defensive ends. And safety is a need. I say you take Bama safety and roll out that defense with Xavier McKinney and Brian Branch. All the top wideouts are gone. I see Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison on the board. Only one left is Josh Downs. Yeah, I mean, if Brian Branch is here at 25, putting him next to Xavier McKinney, that's crazy. That's crazy. I like that a lot. Okay. Now do we want to look at receiver? Tank Dell is here from Houston. He's a smaller guy, 5'8", 165. He definitely has the speed. He definitely has the shiftiness. But is that something that you want when you already have Wan'Dale Robinson in the fold and you just brought in Paris Campbell? I don't know if I would go there. Center. Again, I feel like guard is a bigger need. Could you take one of these guys like a Joe Tippmann and put him in at guard? While he's played only 11 snaps at guard in his career at Wisconsin, Tippmann could easily hold up there, whatever the position you want him to be able to get into space. So I think maybe you take a guy like Tippmann and he gives you that guard center flexibility. If Ben Bredesen doesn't work out, then you slot Tippmann in at center. If he does, but Tippmann can play guard better than Shane Lemieux or Mark Lewinsky, you put him at guard. Look at a team within your division. The Philadelphia Eagles drafted Landon Dickerson to replace Jason Kelce at center. But until then, he's been playing guard until Kelce retires. And I think even when Kelce retires, Landon will stay at guard. And they have Cam Jurgens, who probably is going to come in and replace Kelsey at center because Landon has been playing all pro at the guard position. So I think you can get an offensive lineman like Joe Tippmann here at 57, and he gives you that center guard interior flexibility, and your offensive line is improved with this pick. So I'm going to go Joe Tippmann from Wisconsin. We know those Wisconsin linemen are those are some dogs. Those boys play good football. Ooh-wee. I think I've made it clear that I'm a huge fan of Nick Herbig. And he's always available around this position, this 85 to 95 range. Nick Herbig is available. Now you have Kayvon Thibodeau and you got Azeez Ojulari, right? But you still need some rotational guys to come in and continue to get after the passer. You've got Jalen Hurts, who just signed a massive contract extension with the Philadelphia Eagles. You got to be able to get to Dak Prescott and frustrate him and fluster him, because we know if you do that, he's going to throw interceptions. And then you've got the Washington Commanders, who are running out, second-year quarterback Sam Howell. So Nick Herbig could be a really, really solid option there. Our next pick is 128. I think we can go back-to-back edge. I think we can go Nick Herbig for our outside linebackers, and maybe go Carl Brooks for our defensive end in that 3-4. Carl Brooks is 6'4", 300, would be a perfect fit as that defensive end in that 3-4. I gotta go Nick Herbig, man. I put on the table this kid, and he's an absolute stud. Oh, who took Carl Brooks from me? He went high. Ooh, 106 to the Colts. Okay, I see y'all. Took my guy. All right. Now we got to pivot. Nah, we don't need that. Keandre is more of a nose. We got Dexter Lawrence. We're good. Trying to see if there's any other edges we can take here. Let's look at wide receiver now. Parker Washington, Bryce Ford Wheaton. Some good names there. Raheem Jarrett. I do like Parker Washington. We got a bunch of receivers here. Yeah, unless they get one of those top guys to fall. So here's my opinion on it. Unless you get Quentin Johnston, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Zay Flowers, or Jordan Addison to fall to you at 25, you're either going to need to trade up as a Giants organization to get one of those guys who you believe is going to be a number one wide receiver, or trade back slightly to take a guy like Josh Downs. Now, some people have Josh Downs as a first round grade. I do think he's an early mid-second round grade. So if you trade back from 25 into that early part of the second round, I think that would be good. Trade back, get a little bit more capital to either move around and to continue to move around in the 2023 NFL draft, or to move around and continue to trade back, trade out, and acquire some 2024 picks. But that would be my option there if you want one of those top 5 guys. I think top 5 would be considered Jackson Smith and Jigba, Quentin Johnston, Zay Flowers, Jordan Addison, Josh Downs, right? Those would be the top 5 receivers in this class. So with the first 4, you got to move up and get. Josh Downs, you would have to move back and get. Outside of Sterling Sharp with his injuries, Jamison Crowder is 29, soon to be 30. Yeah, let's go Parker Washington. Like, there's a lot of guys listed here, but not all of them are going to make the team. And I think Parker Washington has a chance. Okay. Tight end don't need. We got our safety earlier. We could go Keandre Coburn. And maybe move Nunez Roches back outside. Could. Fihoko, 6'4", 276. So he's got inside-out versatility, but that's more on the line. Broderick Martin, again, another nose tackle, 6'5", 330. Big boy. Jonah Tavai, 6', 290. I think the height is gonna scare folks away. He's gonna have to play inside in a 4-3. I don't think he's gonna fit anywhere in anybody's defensive end in a 3-4. Gerard Clark, another big nose tackle. We got some really, really good nose tackles in this draft. Some space eaters, some guys that's gonna really, really command some blocks, some double teams. It's really solid for this class. We haven't taken a look at linebacker yet. Oh, Cam Jones from Indiana still here. Look at God. Let's get Cam. Put him behind Okereke and Jared Davis. Think he can battle with Carter Coughlin and Micah McFadden for certain. Let's see where we want to go next. I love our corners. Adoree Jackson, Darnay Holmes, Cordell Flott, Amani Oruwariye. I love that 4. Could you look to just add depth? Of course. But that's a solid 4. Sterling Thomas, the 5th, 6', 195, senior from UAB. He could be a fit. Later on, you can get a Darrell Luter, a Rajon Wright from Oregon State, Terrell Smith from Minnesota, guy who I really like. We've got all of our positions of need out of the way. Wide receiver, center, guard, linebacker, and safety. What's best on the board? Another safety. I don't think we need 2 in this draft. Tight end. We brought in Darren Waller via trade. Have Daniel Bellinger behind him. Maybe if you want a third guy, maybe a Luke Schumacher is better than a Lawrence Cager and a Tommy Sweeney. But how often do those guys play? I do think Luke is better than both of those guys. And in the event that Darren Waller has another injury-plagued season and you're back down to Daniel Bellinger, you have the luxury, multiple 5th-round picks. And even after 172, you still have 4 picks left in the draft. Going by a best player available philosophy, I think you can bring in a Luke Schoonmaker. And now you're at least 3 tight ends deep with Waller, Bellinger, and Schoonmaker. And you got a contingency plan. And if you wanted to do something crazy like run out 3 tight end sets, you've got the guys to do it. Back on the clock here at 2:09. I think you can look to future-proofing that nose tackle position behind Dexter Lawrence. Get a guy here in the 6th round who could be, a rotational player. If Dexter Lawrence needs, take a few snaps off, get that oxygen replenished, and then get back out on the field. I don't think you can go wrong with Gerard Clark here. We don't need a tackle, but it's always good to have a swing guy. It's always good to have a swing guy. And he did play a few snaps at guard. So if we need to kick a Sim Richards inside, we have the ability to do that now. We can see what other guards are available. We got Jake Andrews at center. Well, we already took Tippmann, and he can give us, again, center guard flexibility. If we wanted another guard, you can look at the tackle position and say, are there any tackles who we could take and flip to the inside? I think Sim Richards is one. I think Richard Gorage is another. Maybe Earl Bostic from Kansas. But the best available of who's here would be Sim Richards. Now, Luke Haggard, 6'7", 305. Did he play any snaps on the inside? No. So at least Sim, and again, it's not a lot. It's only 49 snaps at left guard. But at least he has familiarity with the position in some aspects. So he can be your swing tackle. Maybe you move him inside the guard as well. A former teammate of his is already on the team, Joshua Ezeudu. So that could be a good option. So let's go Sim Richards here at 240. Then back on the clock again at 243. Only 2 quarterbacks on the roster. Would they waste a draft pick on a Stetson Bennett or a Max Duggan to come in and be 2nd or 3rd string? I know we will need somebody as a camp arm. So maybe you draft one late and then sign a veteran. I don't know if you waste a pick on Stetson Bennett. If you're the Giants, you can get more edge help in Thomas Incoom, who's had a really, really solid off season leading up to the draft. I don't think I drafted a corner, so maybe you can get a guy late. Cameron Brown from Ohio State is a guy I like. Who else is here? Yeah, all the corners are coming off the board. You can go Cameron Brown from Ohio State. Get a late round corner, somebody coming up on special teams. If you see promise, throw him on a practice squad. Incoom is still here. Again, you can never have enough pass rushers. We got Parker Watson. Well, let's take another look at wide receiver. Other than Colin Johnson, because okay, Isaiah Hodges is 6'3". Okay, so we got 6'3", Colin Johnson 6'6". We don't need a big body wide receiver. I saw Justin Shorter here, 6'5", 6'4", 230. Who's our returner? Gary Brightwell. Because I'm thinking maybe you can go Trey Tucker and he give you some special teams as far as, I mean, you got a Dory Jackson on punt, but maybe you get a Trey Tucker and he just takes over that position from a special team standpoint as a returner, punt and kick. Just throw that in the mix. Then offensively, with his speed and his dynamic ability, he can give you something special on the offensive side of the ball. All right, let's take a look at the draft. Got a couple C's, got a D mixed in there. But all in all, overall grade, we get an A-. So round 1, pick 25, we get safety Brian Branch from Alabama. Round 2, pick 57, we get interior offensive lineman, center, guard, flexibility, Joe Tippmann from Wisconsin. Round 3, pick 89, we get Tippmann's teammate, Nick Herbig, edge rusher from Wisconsin as well. Round 4, 128, we get wide receiver Parker Washington from Penn State. Round 5, 160, we get linebacker Cam Jones from Indiana. 12 picks later at 172, we get tight end Luke Shoemaker from Michigan. Round 6, pick 209, we get nose tackle Gerard Clark from Coastal Carolina. Round 7, pick 240, we get tackle Asim Richards. 3 picks later, we get corner Cam Brown from Ohio State. And then our final pick, round 7, pick 254, we get wide receiver Trey Tucker from Cincinnati. Giants fans, tap in with me in the comment section. Let me know how you like this draft. Let me know what you would do differently if you were making selections for your New York Giants. Again, sound off in the comment section. I love reading all of your opinions. I'll throw some responses in there to the ones that are good, make sense, and really outline why you feel like one player particularly may be a better option for your New York Giants. If you're new to the Mo's Nose channel, listen, welcome. Thank you for your time and attention in watching this video. Do a couple things before you head out. Consider being a part of the Mo's Nose family. So once you're family, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Smash that subscribe button and take another 2 seconds and hit that bell icon so that you get notified every time new content drops right here at Mo's Nose. Share the video too. Send it to all the other Giants fans that you know that are interested in the draft and can't wait to see what your team does starting Thursday next week, the 27th. Until next time, y'all be easy. Peace.